welcome back to the Quality Connect YouTube channel. My name is Trevor, and this is Andrew Wellwood. He is the founder of Quality Connect, and today we are going to be discussing keeping the build on schedule. Okay, so keeping the build on schedule. And here is a quick quote from Atul Gawande. He's the author of the Checklist Manifesto. Good checklists, on the other hand, are precise. They're efficient, to the point, and easy to use even in the most difficult situations. They do not try to spell out everything. A checklist cannot fly a plane. Instead, they provide reminders of only the most critical and important steps, the ones that even the highly skilled professional using them could miss. Good checklists are, above all, practical. Here's a quick quote from Stats Canada. Construction workers install, repair, or renovate work worth $239 billion annually.
Wow.
That is amazing. So, Andrew, the reason why you've been so successful in building and constructing homes and other projects is because of you've created a system and checklists and scheduling. So tell us a little bit about how that's helped you.
It's helped me get on track. I've never been the most organized person, and anyone who's known me before or knows me now knows that's definitely the case in the past. When I got my start into managing projects and getting projects on track, I had a decent amount of projects that weren't organized well, and I ended up taking them over halfway through or at different stages.
Yeah.
And the checklists just helped me keep on track. I was a little bit out of my element. I was a little underqualified for the position that I had in the company I was working for. I'll be eternally grateful for. They took a great chance at me, and having the checklist is what kept me on track. It's how I was able to keep track of where every project was at, the stage every project was at, who knew what was going on, purchase orders that had been sent out, quotes that had been received, engineering, building permits and everything like that. It was a great way for me to organize everything that I had, and having a checklist, I was able to see at a glance where everything was. I could hold the checklist in front of me and I could see where every single stage was at, and then internal from there I got more. And it's been a lifesaver for me. It's been a game changer. It's available on our site if you want to see what I use to manage my projects, to keep them on track for budget and keep them on track for schedule. And just like you said with the quote, if you don't know a lot about building and it's your first time, my checklists will not get your home built on time and on budget. But if you do have some experience and you are looking to keep on track, or you need some way to keep on track, then they're perfect. We've had people take them and comment on them, and they tweak them a little bit, and they add a little bit here and change a little bit and delete some steps and add some steps. And it's a checklist. It's meant for you. It's meant for whatever makes your job smoother. If mine doesn't work for you and you have to change it, go for it.
Yeah.
In the end, it's how your job gets done.
Absolutely, it's a tool.
Yeah.
So some questions that people might have, I'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
Why is it so important to have a construction schedule?
So your house gets built.
Right.
Without a schedule, you don't know who's coming next. You don't know, if you don't know who's coming next, the trade definitely doesn't know that they're coming next, and then you're waiting. If you get your drywall done and you're wondering who's coming next, and you're thinking, oh yeah, it's the painter, then there's the time to schedule, find the painter, schedule the painter, get him in there. If you don't know what the schedule is, one, you're in a lot of trouble. If you can't specifically detail out all the items that go in, then you're in trouble, because then you're not going to know how to schedule them or where they go. Without a schedule, you're not going to be on time, you're not going to be on budget, your house isn't going to get done, nothing's going to happen.
All right. So another question people might have, Andrew, is how do builds usually turn out when there's no schedule to adhere to?
When there's no schedule to adhere to, you're taking a shot in the dark for a timeline and budget. I have been a part of, not in charge, I've been a part of some projects that don't have a schedule. And we framed this house, actually this year, we framed it in December, January. And we got called back 4 months later. They wanted to change a door size.
Oh my.
We went in and it was right at framing stage, and we made the door wider because the customer wanted a wider door. Those homeowners should have been moving in, not still at framing stage. And I was chatting with the site super and project manager. You know, what's going on? What's coming next? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna insulate next. And, you guys don't have any siding on yet. Oh yeah. We're gonna get on that. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. What siding are you putting on? I don't know. We haven't talked about that yet.
Oh my.
So yeah, that project's gonna still be on the works right now. It's probably gonna go on forever.
Yeah. That's easily a 2-year home build.
Yeah, and 2 years is a shot in the dark because they don't have the schedule. They don't know who's coming next, how long the trade should take, what's going into the house. And they're going to be well over budget.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel sorry for the homeowner because it is a pre-sold home.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Something to think about, folks. Okay. How often should you review the schedule in order to stay on task?
I know a lot of commercial guys do what's called a 2-week look ahead, where they take a look at what's scheduled for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. We're working with a commercial construction company right now that likes to do that, and it's a great visual for him to see where he's at going forward. But you should look at the schedule daily, basically. Like if you're on top of the project, if nothing's changed, it is a quick 5-minute look over the schedule. All right, we're in the middle of drywall. They said they're going to be done in approximately 2 weeks. Everyone's scheduled accordingly. Quick, text or phone call or email to the drywaller, or you're driving by site, which you should, because you should check on your site.
Yeah.
And if the drywaller's there, just jump in and talk to him. How things are looking great. You still on track to be done next Friday? Oh yeah, okay, perfect, excellent. So I've got the painters coming in on Monday. Is that still good? Oh yeah, that's good to go. Perfect, that's it. You checked on your schedule. Everyone's still good to go. Call the painter. You still good for the following Monday? Yeah. Perfect. There you go. That's all you need to do to check on your schedule. And that's how you stay on budget. That's how you stay on budget. That's how you stay on your timeline, because that's how you're going to catch scheduling problems up ahead, is when you call your painter and say, yeah, are you still good for the following Monday? If it takes them a little bit of time and they're like, yeah, I don't really know, the project we're on right now is going a little later. And, that's when you find out that, a little later is a month, is 2 months, is an I'm never coming type of time. And then there you go. You've got 2 weeks to madly scramble and find another painter, which 2 weeks to find another painter depends on the economy, and it depends on your database of painters that you can refer to, which is where Quality Connect can definitely help out in finding them. Yeah. Your schedule might not take a hit. It might be a different painter, and you stay on time, you stay on budget. The homeowner, you can inform them, say, hey, we switched painters because there was scheduling conflicts. Is it going to affect my timeline? Nope. Is it going to affect your budget? Nope. Or this painter charges a little bit more. It's our budget's going to go up a couple $100, but that's throw that back to the homeowner. Do you want to pay a couple $100 more for the painter, or do you want to wait 3 months for our original painter to finish the Rogers Arena or whatever contract you got that takes them 4 months to paint?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered my next question for me, so we'll jump ahead. Now, how do you deal with a sub-trade that just won't follow the schedule?
Oh man, there's a lot of them out there.
I bet there are.
I deal with them firsthand a lot. An unfortunate thing in the construction industry, and I could not tell you why they do this, but a lot of trades like to double book themselves to stay busy. So what they will do, framers are notorious for this and horrible at this, and I don't know why as an industry we framers do this. I personally don't, but they'll take on a job.
Yeah.
It'll be a 4-week build, and 1 week into the production, another builder will call and say, "Hey, I've got another house that starts right away. Can you take it?" And they'll go, "Yeah, I can take that." And then all of a sudden, their 4-week build turns into 8 because they'll do a day on your job, and then a day on the other guy's job, and then a day on yours, and then 4 days on the other guy's job, and then 2 days on yours. And you're driving by site, and it's 1:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and it's sunny, and there's no framers on your site, and you're losing your mind, and the other builder is wondering where the other framers are on the other days, and your 4-week build turns into 8 weeks, but it doesn't turn into 8 weeks right away. It's I'll be done in 5. I'll be done in 5.5. I'll be done in 6. I'll be done in 7. I'll be done in 8. And the horrible thing is then you're calling the heating guy. Yeah, we'll be ready next Monday. Oh, we push it. We'll be ready Wednesday. No, you know what? Better make it the following Monday. Oh, you know what? We better make it the following Friday. And then the heating guy goes, "You know what? I'm just enough with you. I'm done." And that just destroys your schedule. How to work with those guys? Some people yell and swear. Some people beg and plead. Some people kick them off site and find another crew to finish. If you kick them off site, the crew that's coming in afterwards is usually going to charge you a little bit more because they have to fix or change what the original crew is. Even if it was a good crew, it takes them a day or two to catch up to see where the other job was at. And then you usually get a battle because the original framer wants more money than they've actually done work for. So you end up paying them a little bit more, or you battle them out. And then the new framer you brought in, is going to demand a little bit more. So you're paying a little bit more in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pick which one you want. You want to be the yelling and swearing, begging and pleading, or the get off my site, I'm finding someone new.
One of those 3 choices.
Yeah, I don't know. Go with whatever you want. I don't like either of the 3. It's a horrible situation to be in.
Yeah. Best thing is to hire the right guys the first time.
Yeah.
So that's why we have Quality Connect set up. That's what it's designed for. And all the trades are properly vetted, and they've got background checks, make sure they've got good references, WCB, insurance, and all those things. So using Quality Connect for your infill home build or your new construction project, renovation, or commercial construction project, that's the best place to go. So the next question that I have for you is, why is it so valuable then to use checklists on a building project?
So you don't miss steps. You know what's coming next. So, everyone's got a certain amount of knowledge that they can hold in their head, and a certain number of projects and checklists and order of operations that you can hold in your head. If you can manage 5 projects and you can keep 200 some items in line in your head, congratulations. I can't, so I need to know that I'm not going to miss a step. I don't want to go from the electrician done and I'm like, oh, perfect, let's move into insulation. And then you look at your checklist and it's like, yeah, you need to do all the smart wiring. You need all your Cat 5e and your data cables and everything like that. And I know by the time most people watch this, Cat 5e is probably going to be done by another upgraded newer form, but you need all your smart wiring in between. And you know what? Those kind of steps, if you don't have a checklist, you might skip them. Because the city doesn't inspect for low voltage wiring; they're checking your house wiring.
Yeah.
So they check that. You see a green sticker, you think, let's go with insulation. Let's get this sucker up and going. And you can miss steps, and you can have to fish them through later. So that's very important to have the checklist.
Absolutely. Now, do you make checklists for subtrades?
I do checklists on quality. I do quality checklists for subtrades. So when I'm going through, I'll have a framing checklist to check to make sure everything. I'll have an electrical to make sure. I have an insulation one. I have a plumbing one. I have items like that I go through, and I do a checklist to make sure that they have everything done.
Okay. Now, do you recommend to them that they make their own?
Some trades take subtle suggestions. Not the best. So
big egos.
A little bit of there's some ego when it comes to home building. So telling a concrete cribber how to do his job, is entertaining. Everyone should do it once, I think. But if you hand a big concrete cribber a printed off checklist and a pen to fill out, yeah, it'll be entertaining. It'll be really entertaining.
It'll become part of your concrete.
Yeah. The pen will go through the paper, scratch it down, and all done. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this for 30 years.
Yeah. So thank you.
You can try. I wouldn't recommend that. Instead of a checklist, it's great to hand them a scope of work.
Right.
That's the professional way to do it. Say, look, this is the job, this is the scope of work, this is what I expect from you and your trade to do, because every builder requires every trade to do just a little bit different, a different scope of work. Some people want certain things done differently, and it's not so much a checklist as a scope of work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hand them a scope of work, which you should at estimating stage, so they know exactly what they're bidding on, then when it comes for them to do the work, they don't need a checklist. They've got your scope of work. They know what you expect. And then when you go through and check that exact same list against the work that they've done, you can, point out to them, look, I wanted my 2x10 for my power meter embedded in the concrete, not mounted on the outside. It shows it on our scope of work. So this is what I want. This is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
It's not so much a checklist as verifying the scope of work has been complete.
Okay. Now the last question. Should a builder have strict penalties on subtrades that delay turnover of a project?
There are some bigger builders that do this. They will give you a time frame, and sometimes it's a really harsh time frame. I know when you're working outside, if you're given 2 weeks to do a project and it rains for a week, the builder sometimes doesn't care, and you're incurring a penalty because it's just not safe.
Yeah.
They don't care. My personal belief when it comes to penalties is the same as when it comes to back charges. The second you start opening that door, it's a lose-lose all around.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some work that I've had to do extra because of the trade in front of me or the trade behind me, and you know what? If I back charge them, the next project they come by and they look at my framing and they go, oh, you know what? This was a little bit out. I'm gonna have to move it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a $50 back charge plus $250 trip charge, and then the next project I'm like, well, if you want this, well, I had to do extra work for you on this, and this is where I'm going to bill you on this, and it just, I find it opens up a can of worms that nobody really wins in.
Mm-hmm.
It's because then once you start back charging, as a framer, I can go through the blueprint and go, oh, look, well, this is what it shows in the blueprint, but I had to change it to this. So I'm charging you. Didn't take me any time, didn't take me any effort.
Yeah.
But it's an item. It's different than the scope of work. I had to change it, even if I didn't build it yet. So I'm going to bill the builder for it now.
Yeah.
And then the builder starts getting in trouble. And if the builder says, well, I delay you you delayed my project for a day, and you say, well, you know what? Lumber didn't show up on time. I had my guys sitting here for 4 hours with nothing to do. So here's my bill.
Yeah. So it becomes a battle.
It becomes a pissing contest. Nobody wins. It's just egos flying around. And whoever can bill the most is
the winner.
The biggest guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen some really large projects by massive builders where smaller companies, smaller contractors have come in and they've essentially lost their business strictly because of the back charges and penalties. And that's a lose-lose all around as well, because you got a company going out of business and the project doesn't get finished. So
yeah,
it's a terrible way to do business in my estimation, and I know you agree with that as well.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Quality Connect YouTube channel, and we have a lot of great things in store for you. Please like us, subscribe to the channel, keep tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time.